Hey, what's up? I'm gonna do an unboxing today. So I had some issues. What were my issues? My issues were I did an upgrade for Pro Tools. I must have done something wrong on my PC, and as a result, Pro Tools is not running, and I went through a bunch of other issues. And so I was, instead of using my PC, I had to jump on to my Mac. Now, I'm sure all of you have heard me complain about the fact that this thing only works with the PC. And I'm back and forth type of guy. Like I like my desktop PC because I can upgrade it and do things like that. But I was really disappointed when I realized that I had made the decision to buy Universal Audio and wasn't going to be able to have the capabilities to swap it over when I wanted to use my MacBook. What I did was, as an alternative, was I bought one of these. Now, this, don't get me wrong, for the money and the portability and the durability, this is awesome. I will be using this when I go to teach. I'll probably leave this in the classroom so that I'll always have my preferred sort of USB audio interface to work with. But when I was recording, and the vocals didn't actually sound that bad, but my biggest issue was recording my guitars and my drum machine into it. I don't know what it is. If you know what it is, why it just didn't hit the way the Apollo does. Like I run stuff through that Apollo and it just sounded right to me. And it was the same thing with this old piece of gear here. When I run vocals through here, or a drum machine through it, I just love the way it sounds. And I'm actually, now that I've realized I'm having issues with Pro Tools on the PC, I'm actually going to run an older version of Pro Tools so I can get back to using this, so I can multi-track. And I love being able to push the buttons and mute and stuff when I'm testing out how I want to arrange my songs. But anyway, back to the subject at hand. It wasn't sounding that great. I bought it because it had USB-C. And I was recording guitars and vocals, and I realized, look, this is great for demonstrations for classes, but when I'm actually getting work from people, that isn't gonna, it's not gonna hold up the way things were sounding with Universal Audio. Yes, I can use Reason, but because I'm teaching Logic, I need to be using Logic as well and Pro Tools. Those are the things that I teach, so that's what I need to be on. And I love Pro Tools. So I bought one of these, and that's why you're here, the unboxing of it. I'll be doing a review later, but this is just an unboxing, so if you don't really care, you can always not watch the rest of this video. But you might want to see this because this is a great option. Now, if you're looking for an audio interface, there's a lot of different versions, a lot of different prices, and I do so much research on trying to find the right one for the right price, for the right reasons. And if you're like me, you're a singer who kind of produces. Like I'm a producer, I'm more of a vocal producer, but I do make some of my own beats and I record my own music and I do all of that stuff. Primarily, I get my beats from other cats, but I still need to be able to record my guitars when I am working on beats, and I need my vocals to be pristine because my stuff is on TV. Yeah, so I opted for this, the Symphony Desktop. Now, the relevance of you watching this video is because not too many people use all of them. Especially on, well, I'll just stay away from that statement anyway. Not a lot of people are using everything. Like I'm really good about testing out all the options, and so now this we went from using the Apollo Twin, which I had no gripes about. It is amazing, except for if you buy an Apollo Twin. This is important for you if you're watching this video because you're trying to decide what interface you're going to get. If you buy an Apollo and you're using PC, that Apollo will only work on PCs from that point on. You can't swap them over. If you buy an Apollo for your MacBook or for your Mac computer and you decide for whatever reason You want to move to PC because you have more options, and that's why I'm using both. You can't use it. It's only gonna work for one or the other because of the way they set up their system. This one is a very inexpensive option. It's cool for vocals, but I'm finding, and I don't know why. I'm not gonna even speculate. But when I recorded my guitars on there, it sounded less than par, especially after using the Apollo Twin. And sometimes I have some high-end clients in here, and if the PC is not working, I like to be able to swap over to another computer quickly. But I can't drop or lose quality if I'm in that situation. It has to be the same or better. Can't be worse. So I can't go from using the Apollo Twin to using this in those types of situations. And that's just what it is. So we got this for the MacBook, and we're just doing the opening. Check it out. Really nice casing. This is foam. I'll probably use this stuff. I never let this stuff go to waste. I find uses for these foams. I stash them in between little things and in the room, like behind stuff. And this is what it looks like. Let's see here what it comes with. Desktop quick start guide. And what are these? Oh. Okay, so this is the power. And it comes with a few different caps. You can actually change whatever, depending on what country you're in, which is, I like that, because if you're traveling with this thing, it's great. When will we ever travel again? When? All right. We've also got, USB-C, USB-C, and USB-C to USB, which means that this thing will probably, just like this thing, work for both. I was gonna sell this now that I have these two, but the thing about this is it has MIDI, and it can work for Mac or PC, and it's very durable. So I don't have to worry about taking my Apollo out and if I want to, depending on where you are. Yes, they're portable. This I will take places with me. It's portable. But there's certain places where you're just like, don't want to bring my best equipment. So like, for instance, if I'm going to TAFE, they've already got some pretty good equipment, but if I'm in one of the rooms where we don't have the interfaces already set up, I might want to just go ahead and go, you know what, this interface will work out great for me. I won't mind letting this thing get beat up a little bit. Okay, so this, I guess I'm supposed to lift this out. Who knows? All right, so I'll dip this over. And here's the unit. It's actually very, 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 very similar to the Universal Audio. The color, the weight, it's actually really heavy. If you look at the photos, it looks like it's really light and flimsy, but this is not by any means flimsy. All of the ports are really secure and firm in there. You've got a USB host. Now that's one thing that none of my other interfaces have. This one doesn't have a USB. The Apollo doesn't have a USB, and nor does the Studio 24C as far as a USB host. That's pretty awesome. It also has the optical in and outs, whereas the Apollo Twin has only the optical in. So you can't go out, but you can go in, which also means that I can connect these two and this one. And I can get crazy, and I can use some of my old gear over there too. So this is it. This is the Symphony, and it's also touch screen. It only has this one knob. The rest is all touch screen. So this is what I'm going to be recording everybody's vocals on for now, because like I said, I don't have Pro Tools up and running on the PC. So I'm just recording everything on the Mac. That's what I'll be using. That's the unboxing. And if I get some people that actually watch my videos, perhaps I'll post me actually using it and answer some questions. Now, it is on the bit of the expensive side, and I want to talk to you people who are beginners about that. You don't want to learn the hard way if you can't afford to learn the hard way. So I'm always a stickler for buying used equipment that works excellent and dragging it out to the end of its days. This mixer should not be in anybody's studio. This is so old, but it actually still will run with Pro Tools 2021 when I get it running on my PC. But I had to have my computer built with a FireWire input in order to use it. But I'm a big stickler about holding on to old gear, using old gear, because you never know. Sometimes things that were quite expensive, like this would have cost the same amount that this costs now. Back then, maybe a few dollars less. But the thing I like about this piece of gear is just being able to actually just, instead of setting groups, I just literally can spread my fingers out and push select, mute, and move the faders and all of that stuff. And if I want to do automation, I can actually touch and feel when I'm doing the automation. And it's an old piece of gear that works. The important thing, the reason why I'm bringing that up is you want to get professional grade gear so you're not buying more gear. In the long run, if you're buying the cheapest thing, and you look up and you spent a quarter or half of what it cost you to buy something of high quality. And I'm all for, like, if you're a beginner, like never done anything before, going with something inexpensive. But if you're 2, 3, 4, 5 years into the game, yeah, I'd advise going ahead and saving and trying to spend as much as you can on your audio interface. It's going to save you in the long run. And they seem to be pretty durable. My Apollo Twin I've had for ages. I never have any issues with it. It does heat up, which I put a little fan in the back of there just in case. But I've never had any problems with it, except for the fact that it's not interchangeable. So for those of you who, I guess this isn't really for beginners, this video. This video is more for people who are looking to buy a new interface, have a little bit of extra cash. And I'll always look at the videos and all the reviews, and it's always, oh, what's your cheapest option? No, there wasn't enough videos where it's like, oh, if you want the top of the line dope thing, get this. And I think the Apollo Twin is in that category, but you see my video with my complaints about it for the newbies. Don't get it, because you can't swap over when you're starting to change over. And I suggested getting this one because you can do both. But when you reach that point where it's like, okay, my music is starting to be out there and it's going not just on Spotify, but it's actually getting placed in a movie or something like that, it's time to sort of make sure that you've got the best quality. Or you're bringing in artists who are, Grammy winners or ARIA winners or whatever, or charted on Billboard. It's time to step the game up. Invest that money you made and get yourself some good quality stuff. And so this was my decision. It was a tough decision. I spent all day doing research between the RME or just getting another Apollo. But to be honest, I probably would have gotten, well, I wouldn't have needed another Apollo, obviously, if I could swap them over. But yeah, I think my biggest turnoff with the Apollo was the fact that my options were cut at, okay, which one? It's either PC or Mac. And I was like, all right, I'm not going to buy another tool that has that feature. I need whatever tool I buy now has to be able to do both, because you never know what's going to happen with computers. Everybody's like, Mac, 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 Mac. If it ain't Mac, then you ain't doing it right. But that's just now. That's what people don't realize. Like one day, the ultimate computer could be a PC for producing music. We just don't know. And I've seen that sort of up and down sort of thing happen over the years with computers in general, especially like just being able to build a PC the way you want it versus the Mac just being like, that's what you get if you don't spend the chip. So yeah, unboxing. If I get any response or any sort of likes or any comments, then maybe I'll do a video on me actually using it. But I just don't want to waste time doing videos on stuff that people don't want to see. I'm a nerd, I know. Anyway, thanks for you who did watch the video all to the end. Subscribe to the channel. I'll try to keep you and comment. Let me know what you want to see, so then I know what to do, because I actually just do random stuff off the top of my head, and I'm just documenting. My YouTube channel is me just documenting what's going on in my life. I'm trying to really develop some valuable content, however. So let me know. Thanks.